Namaste students, welcome back to the second session, chapter 7, classes and object. Topic is member functions. We'll move to the topic. In last session we studied about class definition and class declaration. See here the general syntax: class, user defined class name, open flower bracket, private, protected or public, anything we can use. Then member data and member functions. These are known as class definition, open flower bracket, semi and closing flower bracket, semicolon. Inside that class body will be there. All the data inside the class is secured by using the access specifiers. There are three access specifiers are there. One is private, next one protected or public. So that I'll explain later. Then what we studied last session is class declaration. In general syntax we can create the object. General syntax means here user defined name, object 1, object 2 or n number of object. We can create n number of object. Then example, account A1. This is what we studied last topic. And also here review of last session. In that class, what is a class? Class is the keyword used to declare the class. Next, user defined name given to the class. Then open flower bracket, closing flower bracket, semicolon. Means class body should enclose in flower brackets. Next, member data, it is a variable declared inside the class. Then member functions declared inside the class, that is known as member functions. Then different levels of access specifiers: private, protected and public. These are the access specifier that will provide the access protection to the members of the class. Members of the class means member data and member functions. Data member and member functions are the members of the class. For this data member and member function, access specifier will provide the protection. Next, here member function. This session we are going to discuss with the member function. Functions declare in the class definition is known as member function. This is the definition for member function. If you declare any functions inside the class definition, that is known as member functions. Any function you can declare. Number of function can be declared. N number of functions can be declared. But when you are going to declare the functions, remember, give the appropriate name. There is no rule like that you should give the appropriate name, but it's better to give the appropriate name. When you're going to input the data, better to give the input or get data like that functions. When you're going to display the output, you can give the function name as output, display or any other, but appropriate names. When you're going to apply the process, you can give the process, or multiplication means multiplication, sub means subtraction means sub or subtraction, division means divide, anything is possible, but give the appropriate name. That is better for your program, and other people also understand what is going to happen inside the functions. That is member functions. Member functions can be defined in two places. Remember, member function can be defined in two places. One is inside the class definition, one more is outside the class definition. Inside the class definition we can define the member functions, and also possible to define outside the class definition. See, first we will move to the inside the class definition. How you can define the member functions inside the class definition? To define member function inside a class definition, the function declaration within the class is replaced by the actual function definition inside the class. I think you will not understand. See, if you want to write the function definition, the function if you take there are function declaration, function definition, function call. There are three parts are there in case of functions. Function definition, you are writing the function code. In function definition means that is the function code. Function declaration means is a declaration of function. Function call means invoking the functions. Normally we are invoking the function inside the main function, that we leave. But defining the function, see, when you are going to define, before that we should declare. Where you are declaring function normally function should be declared inside the class definition. Instead of the class declaration or function declaration, we have to replace the function declaration by function definition inside the class. You should write the actual function code inside the class definition. No need to declare once again. In the place of declaration, you should write the complete code of the functions, that is inside. A function defined in the class is treated as inline functions. Remember, inline function. This, what is inline function, that we are going to discuss later. One more chapter is there, function overloading. In that chapter we are discussing what is inline functions. Remember, just you think or just you understand that a function defined inside the class, any function if you defined inside the class, that function is treated as inline functions. Next, only small functions are defined inside the class definition. It is not possible to define the big function, not possible to write the big code inside the class definition, that will not accept. Remember, only small functions are defined inside the class definition. Next, inside the class definition, general syntax is like this: class, class name, any class name you can give, then public. I told in last session, first better to use the public, so I will use the public here. Then return type, when you are going to declare the function, remember, define the function, return type is required, function name is required, then arguments or list of arguments. So remember, return type, space is there, then function name, then open bracket, arguments. If argument is not there, you can give the empty brackets. Return type is not there, we can give the void. There are different 5 return types are possible. Either we can use anything or we can give the void also possible. And open bracket, then you can write the function code. If you are adding two number, C in A, B, C is equal to A plus B, C out C. So you can write the function code, then closing flower bracket. That should be written inside the class definition. Class definition is not yet closed. Class definition is you are closing at the end here, closing flower bracket, semicolon. Whenever closing flower bracket semicolon is there means, then we can say class is closed. Before closing the class, inside the class you can mention here in red color, that is the function definition. So the function definition is written inside the class definition. So next, this is the example for class definition. Example here, class rectangle. One example class name is rectangle. So inside the class you can open flower bracket, then its public section, then function class code is there, body of the class is there, then finally last we can see the closing of flower bracket and semicolon. So class is opened here and closed at end. In between that one, int length and breadth, two variables declared, that is the data members. Then void input is a one function, void output is one more function. The two functions are declared, void input and void output. Input is written in red color, that is a one function, and one more function, void output. Like that, n number of functions can be written inside the class definition. And remember, when you are going to write the n number of functions or functions inside the class definition, the function length should be a small. Big programs or big functions, more length functions cannot be written inside the class definition. So this is one example. Next, outside the class definition, member functions declared within a class must be defined separately outside the class. Remember, when you are going to define the class or define the functions outside, first we have to declare the function inside the class. Remember, first we have to declare the function inside, then we have to write the definition outside. Remember the point. Inside, when you're going to declare inside, there is no function declaration. But when you're going to declare outside or define outside, then first you have to declare the function inside, then you have to extend outside, or you have to write the function definition outside. The function definition, the definition of the member function is similar to the normal function. Normal function how you are writing, same you should write. But the member function has an identity label in the function header. The function header we have to use one identity label, means is a class name. Which class the function belongs to, which class, that you should mention. That is the identity label. Then this label tells the compiler which class the function belongs to. I told the function is belonging to which class, that tells the compiler. That label tells the compiler which class the function belongs to. So this is the, we have to use one identity label when you are going to define the function outside. First you have to declare inside the class, then outside the class we have to define that one. The scope of the member function is limited to the mentioned class in the header. When you are going to define outside, the function can be accessed only within the class. So when you are going to mention the class, say for example function identity label as a class name, that inside the class only is possible to access. Then scope resolution operator, 4 dot, remember 2 colons, is not possible to put 4 dots. Instead of 4 dots we are using 2 colons together. That is used to define the member function. That is known as scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator means that is the used to define the member function outside, that will provide the scope. General syntax is given below here. Return type you can give anything, void, int, character, double, float, anything you can give. Better to give than void now. Then identity label, here class name. Class name is the identity label. Then after that scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator means 4 dots or 2 columns. 2 columns together, that is scope resolution operator. Then after that function name, you should give the function name. Then argument list. If arguments are there, you can give the n number of arguments. If arguments are not there, we can give void or empty brackets are possible. Then open flower bracket. Then you can write the function code. After writing the function code or body of the function, then close the flower bracket. This is the general syntax for the function definition outside the class definition. Here outside the class definition, if you declare, member function have certain characteristics. The type and number of arguments in member function must be same as type and number of data declared in the class definition. See, when you are going to declare the functions outside the class definition, when you are going to define the function outside the class definition, first thing we have to declare the function inside, then we have to define outside. Declare inside, define outside. So inside the class definition we are declaring, outside the class definition we are defining. The number of arguments and type of the argument should be same in function declaration as well as function definition. In function definition and in function declaration, number of argument and type of the argument should be same. And several classes can use same function name. Multiple classes can use the same function name. There are 2 classes are there, then 2 classes also will have the same name of the function name. But membership label or identity label will resolve their scope. So that will differ by the identity label or class name. Next, member function can access private data of the class. See, that is we are going to discuss later what is the private data. Remember, member function can access the private data of the class, but non-member function cannot access the private data. Private data can access only by the member functions, not non-member function. Non-member function cannot access the private data of the class. Next, the symbol scope resolution operator. That operator 4 dot is known as scope resolution operator. The symbol, that symbol is there, 4 dots, or it is 2 columns together. That symbol is known as scope resolution operator. Then usage of scope resolution operator along with the class name is the header of the function definition. So when you are going to use this scope resolution operator along with the class definition or function header, then it is a identity label. The scope resolution operator identifies the function as a member of particular class. So scope resolution operator identifies the function belongs to which class. Normally you can understand like this. That scope resolution operator identifies the function that belongs to which class, either class A or class B, any class. So which class you mentioned, that is a member. Next is an example outside the class definition. When you are going to declare the function or define the function outside the class, see, class is closed. First, class rectangle, open flower bracket, public, int length and breadth, 2 data members, then 2 functions, that is declared, function declaration, void input, void output, 2 functions are declared inside. Then we are closing the next line, we have closed the flower bracket and semicolon. So class is closed or class definition is closed. Then outside the class definition, we wrote 2 functions once again. One is a void rectangle scope operator input, then void rectangle scope operator output. So that is actually known as class definition, function definition. Function definition is written outside, and same function declaration, we declare the function inside the class definition. Remember, when you are going to define the function outside the class definition, first we have to declare the function inside the class definition. So void input, open bracket, semicolon, open bracket, closing bracket, semicolon. Same void output, open bracket, closing bracket, semicolon. So that is function declaration. The function declaration is done inside the class, and in outside the class we extended that one. We are going to write the class definition, function definition outside the class definition. Class definition is closed with the semicolon. Then later void, same thing, rectangle scope operator input. The rectangle is known as identity label because it is a class name. The function is belongs to rectangular class. The function input is belongs to the rectangle class, that is identity label. Then we are using the scope operator, or it is also known as scope resolution operator or scope operator. Then input function, then we are writing the function definition, that is closed. Then next one more function also we written, void rectangle scope operator, then output. Here also output function, that identity label rectangle scope operator output. That meaning of that one is output function is belongs to the rectangle class. So that is written. Then open flower bracket, then we are writing the length or whatever it is code, then we are going to close the flower bracket. Remember here, class, when you are going to define the function outside the class definition. Inside the class definition, we should declare the function. Outside the class definition, we are going to extend the functions, or we are going to write the function definition outside. Then we will see the programming example. In programming example, one same program I written. In last session, I used the same program adding two number. Here also I use the same program adding two number. Here class sum is the class name. Then open flower bracket public. Int a, b, c. These are the data members. Leave the data members now. And member functions. There are three member functions are there. Void input, void process, and void output. Void input, void process, and void output. Input is the function defined inside. You see here, input is the function I defined inside. Inside the class definition, I wrote the function definition inside the class definition. The next one is one more function, void process. Void process, if you see the outside the class, void sum. Sum is the identity label. Scope operator process means the process function belongs to the sum class. The process function belongs to the class sum. So then I wrote the function code. C is equal to A plus B. Then one more function is there, void output. Void output function I extended outside, or class function definition is written outside the class. Void sum scope resolution operator or scope operator output means output function is belonging to the class sum. So I wrote the output as C. Then I started with the void main. I declared one object sum s. Then I call the function s dot input. It will invoke the input function. Then s dot process. It will invoke the process function. Then last one is s dot output. It will invoke the output function. See here, process and output function is written outside the class, and same input function is written inside the class. In same example, there are two topics also there. Input function is written inside the class definition. Process function and output function is written outside the class declaration or definition. Next I call the function. Calling the function is same if you write inside or if you write outside. The calling the function is s dot input, s dot process, or s dot output. There is no difference calling the input, process, or output. How you are calling input, same you are calling process, and same you are calling output function. This is the calling the functions. Based on this one, you have to write one or two programs, or adding two numbers is I written already, multiplying two numbers and subtract two numbers. Two function you take, or two program you take, and convert into inside and outside. You should write one function inside, one function outside. You should write like that. One is inside, one more is outside. So we'll move to the end of the topic. Here in this session we discussed about how we can declare the function inside the class and same outside the class. How you can declare the function inside the class and we can define outside the class and differences. So we'll wind up our topic. Thank you.